For most of us, fear looks like a cinematic disaster. We imagine a boy named Henry, suspended over a dark abyss, watching the wood splinter as his bridge collapses into a storm. It's a paralyzing image that made the real world feel far too dangerous to navigate. During a family camping trip, that nightmare found its real-world echo. When a storm trapped his sister's teddy bear on the far side of a wooden bridge, Henry didn't wait for the fear to vanish. He crossed the planks, retrieved the bear, and proved to himself that his own resolve could hold. Watching him return, Henry's father saw a boy who had decided that his sister's happiness was more important than his own trembling. He reminded Henry that the action he just took, doing the right thing while feeling afraid, is the very definition of bravery. This dramatic definition works perfectly for movies, but it's difficult to apply to a normal Tuesday. Most of us will never be asked to sprint across a failing bridge or perform a high-stakes rescue. Neurologically, the gap between a hero and a neighbor is smaller than you think. This diagram compares the fight or flight response to the impulse control we use for daily discipline. Both pathways rely on the same neural friction point. Whether you are facing a ravine or a difficult habit, your brain is performing the exact same labor. This means bravery functions as a psychological muscle. It is developed not through rare cinematic events, but through the deliberate exercise of our will in everyday environments. When Henry returned to the city, his daily routines became the new testing ground for this kind of micro-heroism. Inside an elevator, he practiced resisting the impulse to jump or press random buttons. Later, while rushing to school, he reached a red light and forced himself to wait, even though he was already late. Choosing a safety protocol over personal convenience is a persistent act of psychological discipline. It requires us to weigh a structured rule against our immediate impulsive desires. That same restraint applies to the social world. Henry and his sister began yielding their bus seats to the elderly and pregnant. In a movie theater, when Henry realized he was being too loud, he stopped and apologized to those around him. This is a map of ego suppression. Every interaction presents a choice between immediate personal comfort and long-term social empathy. It takes a specific type of courage to choose the second path and prioritize the needs of the public over your own pride. Adhering to these rules and practicing public respect means we are constantly winning small battles against our own selfishness. True responsibility often involves actions that offer no immediate reward, like when Henry and Lily spent their afternoon cleaning up litter in a public park. Environmental care is the willingness to take on a burden that isn't strictly yours. It's a quiet commitment to a space that belongs to everyone. We see this in personal health as well. Habits like washing your hands or brushing your teeth aren't about immediate gratification. They are preventative measures. Over time, neglecting these small chores leads to physical decay, turning a simple lack of discipline into a long-term medical problem. This graph illustrates temporal discounting. Our brains are hardwired to devalue consequences that are far off in the future. Because a toothache or an illness feels distant, the perceived value of preventing it drops off sharply as we move along the time axis. Choosing to maintain these habits requires us to override that internal bias. By applying consistent discipline, we flatten the curve, forcing ourselves to respect the health of our future selves as much as our comfort in the present. Protecting nature and maintaining physical health are quiet acts of resilience. They prioritize long-term stability over the ease of the moment. It is easy to see the bridge rescue as brave and the act of brushing your teeth as mundane, but structurally they are the same. Both require an individual to choose the right action over the easy one. While a single bridge rescue is a powerful memory, it is an anomaly, a one-off event. In contrast, this area chart shows character capital. A lifetime of daily safety, kindness, and discipline creates a predictable, stable identity. These thousands of small inputs compound, eventually outweighing the impact of any single isolated event. Bravery manifests as a continuous, deliberate lifestyle, rather than a rare explosion of effort. Following safety rules, respecting others, and maintaining our health are the daily choices that truly compound. These small, good habits are what eventually make us stronger, kinder, and wiser people.